Welcome back. Yeah, we're back for one new video. Okay, here we are. We're checking out our new software for Sport MMA or MMA Pro. This is the version for MMA Pro, and let me log in quickly by clicking admin. And like I always tell you, when you get our programs, you're gonna get this little window, and what this window does is it lets you activate and register your software. When you receive the software for the first time, you will receive on your folder this file, which is the file that activates your software. It's an XML file, and that's what activates your software. That's your license. Once you click it, it says that it was registered quickly right there. And all you do is you just reopen it again one more time. You reopen it again one more time. And what you get is, again, you get this Windows one more time. This time you put your user and password again. And if you write it right, which is admin. My bad. There it goes. There it goes. You get your software, and it opens quickly. And let me just give you a brief review of what it does before we get into it. And this software will allow you to run a MMA professional event or an amateur event that is run with the rules of the 10-9 scorecard. If you understand the 10-9 scorecard, this system will allow you to electronically run your event. And some of the benefits are huge because, like for instance, you know that when we do our events, these manual cards that we give to the judges, they have to be filled out. We got to do calculations and get the totals, and all this paperwork sometimes takes a few minutes. It takes a while to get it all sorted up, and in order to give the end result to the referee and to the announcer, all this takes quite of a time. What this software does is that it does everything electronically, and the way you will run it is this way. You would have a laptop on each one of the judges. These are the requirements you would need in order to run this software. You would need to have a laptop on each one of the judges. That's one of the things you need first. Then you will need to have a laptop on your timekeeper, because your timekeeper will have an electronic timekeeper system, so he will need to have another laptop. So we're already talking about 3 laptops for 3 judges, 1 laptop for the timekeeper, and then you need an additional laptop that's going to be for the commissioner or for the commission in this case, or if you're the promoter of the event and you're running an event non-sanctioned, it will have to be your laptop. It will be for you. So how many laptops are we talking about? Well, we're talking about 3 judges, 3 laptops, 1 timekeeper, that's 4 laptops, and the commissioner, that he will have to have another laptop, so that will be your 5th laptop. So there are in a total of 5 laptops, and that's the first thing you need, 5 laptops. Then you also need to have a printer, okay? And what this printer will be used for is because you're going to be able to print each one of the scorecards for each judge. So the judges will give their score electronically, but then the commissioner will print the cards so each judge can sign them in the printer, and that will be like your paperwork so you can have some documentation. And then it will also print the commissioner final scorecard, which is the official card that the commissioner stays with, that gets the results of each one of the scores of each one of the judges. And that's the one that the commissioner signs. And that's the one that you will actually save with all the information that happened through the event. So you would need a printer, preferably a laser printer, so that it could be quick. And if it's a color laser printer, even better, because that way you get all the colors of the red and blue corner and all that, and that will really help out to identify the competitors. So up to there, we already have 5 laptops, 1 printer, preferably to be laser, and then you need some networking. Okay, you would need to get what is called a switch. This is an equipment that you use to connect several computers and create a network. And you will need a switch, simple switch. You only have 5 computers with a printer. If the printer is Ethernet, then it will take another port. So a switch of 8 ports would be more than enough. And all these details are in our website, so that when you're going to do your setup, you know exactly what do you need. Switch doesn't have to be a specific brand or quality. Obviously, if the event is very important, you want to have a very reliable switch. But depending on the level of event, you could pick any type of switch and it will work. And then you want to have wires, right? You want to have category 5 or category 6 wires, so that you could connect these laptops and this printer to the switch, and you could connect them all together. When we're talking about this network and we're talking about wires, some people always ask me, but can we do this wirelessly? Of course you could do it wirelessly. You could get a wireless router. I don't recommend it, and we don't recommend it because the problem is these events are very important, very serious, and wireless is very unreliable. Sometimes you get a lot of connection fails and problem with connectivity that has nothing to do with the software and more to do with the technology. And you don't want to bring variables to your event that could bring you a problem that you don't get the results you're looking for just because a communication error. So we recommend to do it with wires, right? And this is simple. You could get it's only 4 computers that you're gonna have really connected from far away. So it will be 4 set of wires. We recommend them to be 100 feet long. So you will get 4 set of wires, 100 feet long, RJ45, category 5 or category 6. Preferably, if you want to go with this, you could go everything category 6, so you could do gigabit, and that will be beautiful because you'll run very fast. You don't need a lot of speed, but it will really help out, right? And the last computers are the last 2 things that you're going to be connecting to the switch, which will be your computer of the commissioner and the printer. If those 2 are Ethernet and they're close by the switch, then those could be 6 feet long cables that you connect straight to the switch, and with that you'll be set. Remember, one of the suggestion is to use laptops, not regular computers. Why not regular computers? Because regular computers require electricity, power supplies, a lot of things that if light goes out, if somebody trips over a cable, you don't want this computer turning off and you losing any information. That could become a problem. When it's a laptops comes with batteries internally. So even if you connect the laptop to the electricity, if anything happens with electricity, the laptop will stay on. So you won't lose anything from any type of light outage. So we recommend the laptops, and the last thing is they all should be using Windows. What version of Windows? Whatever you like, as long as that version of Windows allows you to create a small network. Usually, even with home basic Windows, you are able to get a small network done. If you get professional versions of Windows, even better. But in reality, all you need to have is a basic network that creates a share folder where you're going to have your program so that you could connect everybody to your software. And it's not really a very sophisticated or complicated network. It's just a network basic of 5 computers with a printer. And that should get your setup all taken care of. For more information, you could contact us and we will give you more hints of how to do this. And we also give you the service that if you want us to go and help you set up your event and be part of your event, we can also help you with that, and we can help you run your event, and that will give you an additional security that you will be covered on any confusions or whatever you get while you get the hang of the software. The software is beautiful. It does exactly what we do when we do an event or in a tournament, and we're going to check it out right now. Okay, so I think we cover as much as we need to know about how we're going to do that setup. Another little detail: we do not provide all these things I've been telling you that you will need. These products, you will get them straight from the internet or from your computer provider. We do not provide these technologies, but they're pretty simple. They're nothing special. You could get it in any electronic store or any computer store. So with that, no more. Let's start working with our software. So like always, our software comes in a little file, which is once you install it, you set it up. You can you run through the setup. It's a very simple setup process. Always remember to use your company name and your owner when you register the software on the setup, because that's what he's going to be using to create your registration keys. And if you get a mismatch, then you're going to start having problems activating your product. Okay, so once you get the software installed and set up on your computer, another little detail you got to know, and I'm going to repeat it 3 times, but it's just because I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying and that you copy what I'm saying. You do not, one more time, you do not install the software in all the computers. You only are going to install the software on the computer that is going to be running the master screen. In other words, the computer that is going to be running by the commissioner. The computer that is going to be printing the reports, that's the only computer that is going to have the software installed. You are not going to install the software on each and every single computer. Do not do that. You do not need to do that, and it will cause confusion, and it just will bring you problems that you eventually won't understand why it works or not work. It's because the software only needs to be installed on the computer that is going to be running the master screen. And for you to know which computer is that, that's usually the computer that is going to be run by the commissioner, and that's the computer that is going to be connected to the printer. That's the only computer that needs to be running the software or installing the software. Now, the other computers, like the judge's computers and the scorekeeper computer, those are going to be connecting through the network, and they're going to be running the software from the server computer, the master computer. Okay, from that computer, they're just going to be connecting remotely, and they're going to be running it from that computer. So you will not have to install, need to install, or should install the software onto the judge's computer or the scorekeeper computer. Okay, I hope you got that one, and if you don't do it right, well, then you'll call me and I'll have to tell you again to do not install the software on those computers. So once you get that done, once you get your software installed in the computer that we're going to be running at, you're going to get an icon with this symbol right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to double click it, and you're going to get this beautiful screen. Okay, one more time, when you see this screen, for the people that haven't seen our videos before, you know that we use this very long screen, right? You see this long screen? It has a purpose. The idea is we're gonna make believe, okay? We're gonna make believe that the half of this screen is one monitor, this is another monitor, and this is another monitor, and we're gonna make believe that we have like 3 or 4 monitors here for each other computer that we're gonna be running. Because obviously I don't want to be like creating a lot of computers and doing a lot of switching screens. It's very easier for editing it when we do it this way. But for you, you should be believing when I tell you, right? Not now, but when I tell you, look, we're going to make believe now that we're in a different monitor. That's the reason why we're going to be using this long screen. And last but not least, before we start, when we get the screens that we're going to be running, remember that every screen you're seeing right here is going to be like if you have your judge computer, your judge application. So everybody will be seeing the same software on their computers. The only different thing will be the screens that will be running on their computers. And let's start so you can start having an idea quickly. So let's begin by the setting up of the program. We got to learn first how to set up our software. Quickly, we go here where it says General and Settings. Okay, right here. And the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to, we're going to start by creating all these little categories. We got to fill them out. And we're going to start with categories. When you go to categories, you're going to get this screen. Okay, and here you're going to create your weight classes. You get some samples, but these are not the official weight classes, but you could create your own, and all you got to do in order to create them is just insert, you bring it up, and then you just create your weight class. You just put the 175 pounds, and you could write a definition of that category if that's something you like to do. Let's say you want to put 175 pounds, and you just want to write that so you could know that that's your 175 pounds. And you could create each one, or you want to put middleweight, or you want to put lightweight, or maybe you want to put featherweight, whatever you want to put. You could also put that there. But that's how you're going to create your categories. Once you close this, and here obviously you get to change and you get to delete the categories also. We close that. We go back here. Then we got to set up our divisions. What divisions are we going to be running? Novice, amateurs, advanced, professional, anything you want to create. I don't know. Any divisions you're going to be working on your event, you could create them there. And then you just could insert by clicking insert, and you get this window and you just add them up. Okay, the same thing. You just write the definition of your division, and then you write any information about it. And that's how you create your divisions, right? So we're going to keep going. And now we get our modalities. Modalities is, let's say you're doing sport MMA or federal MMA, or you're doing just pro MMA. Maybe you're doing pro-am MMA. Whatever type of sport of MMA you're doing, you could also write it down here, and that way you get to have all your different modalities of the sport in the system. Great. Close that. We keep going. We get the positions. Okay. What are the positions? The positions are these. So let's say you want to have judges. You want to have judge 1, judge 2. You want to have judge 3. You want to have referees. You want to have referee 2 if you have 2 referees per event. You want to have the official desk. You want to have the judge timekeepers, the commissioner, or whatever other positions you have in your event that you're going to need to do. Do you want to keep it on record? You could just create all the positions here, and then you assign them to the person, when we get to that screen, you will see it pretty soon. And same thing, you click insert and you get to define your positions and put the information about that position. Beautiful, that's done. Once we pass that, we're gonna go with a cage. Okay, ring or cage. Here you're gonna define what type of cage are you using. A 20 by 20? Are you using an 18 by 18? Are you using a 31 by 30? What kind of stage are you using? You could define it so that when you do your events, let's say you have an event and it's an official event or a federal event. These events, usually you have 2, 3, 4, 5 cages in the event, so you can have a few fights going all at the same time. So you could have here like cage 1, cage 2, cage 3, so that when you set the competitor to fight, you tell him, listen, you're going to be fighting on the cage number 3. You could set it up here so that in his profile, he knows on what cages you're going to be competing. So that's for that. We keep going. And then we get victory types. We get a few here. You could put any other more you want to put. If he won by KO, he won by TKO. Did he won by a draw? Was it a draw? Is there no contents? Whatever. You could add any ones you need, and you could create all your victory types there. Then you get these little 2 modules. If you wanna run a federation version of your software, you could just create all the information of your competitors here for a federation. You could just add them up right there. And if you are running a league event, you could create a little database for your league and add up the information of your competitors right there. Okay, that's a beautiful thing to have if you're running either one of those 2 type of models of tournaments. You could use that. Obviously, if you're running a professional event, probably you won't, but it's there to be used. Then we will go a little bit up and we will start getting for the gyms. When you go to the gyms, in the gyms we get this screen, and you will get, like, for example, this little screen right here, and you will just get the information of the name of the dojo, the coach name, what style of martial arts that he does, what organization that he's a member or affiliated to, who's the assistant coach, instructors, phone number of the competitor, of the gym owner or the gym, the phone numbers of the gyms, the cellular, faxes of the gym, addresses of the gym, PO boxes of the gym. All this information will allow you to be able to send them promotions and have a way of contacting that gym whenever you're doing an event. So this could be a very useful area if it's utilized efficiently. And then you get the affiliate number if you use the league version, and you get a Facebook and a website. If the gym has it, you could just get it from there, and that will allow you to get that information on your system. Beautiful. So that's the way you create your gym. Once you got your gym created, then we're going up. We're going to start working with the technical officials. These are the technical people that are going to be running your event. It's a very important area. For instance, we created a couple because we're going to be needing them to be able to run the software. But obviously here, you would just add up the people. If you're a commission, all your commission people. If you are a non-sanctioned event, well, the people you're using to run your events. And let's see an example. Let's take Dario. Let's say this guy is an official. You get to be able to put his picture on his profile. To get his picture in, all you got to do is click picture, browse. You get this little windows right here. Then you look in in your folder that is created on your software. Once you install it, you just store his picture in there, and all you got to do is look for his picture in the list. And once you get the picture in the list, you just select it and you click this button right here, which means choice picture. You click it and you get your picture on the profile. And then we're gonna put the information. Just what is the name of the official? What is his full name? What is he gonna be? And here's where position comes in handy, because now I just gotta go here and click the button, and it'll give me the list of the positions we created before. So he's gonna be a judge, and once you create that, it tells you what is his judge license. What is the information of that position? If it is something like, I don't know, maybe he's a judge 1 or a judge 2, or specific information you want to get in there for that judge, then you get the license type of that judge. If it is U.S. sanctioned license, or is it a international license, you get here the space so you could write down all the information of that license. And if that license has a type, like for example, I've seen licenses on different organizations that are called like license type A, license type B, license type C, which is what it means is the level of skill of that judge, and well, you get this space here where you could write it down. That'll be handy eventually. And then you get the title. What title is he gonna have on the event? If he's just gonna be a judge, you would probably want to put a judge. But if he's another person, let's say he's not gonna be a judge, maybe he's gonna be a referee. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. But if he's gonna be, like, for example, a official of desk, right? If he's gonna be that, you will probably want to define what title is he gonna have. Well, he's gonna be the director of the event, the technical director, or whatever. You could just write it down there, and here you could define the job he's gonna be doing, and any notes that you want to store for his information here, so that you can know, like, look, he's been in martial arts for this many years, he's done this and that, and he's been in this and that event. You know, information you want to keep a note that when you open that official, you could quickly look at it and say, I think this is the guy I want for this position. Then back here, you go to the second tab, you get his address, you get his phone number, his cellular number, you get his emails, website if he has, you get his weight, his height, if he's a male or female. And this is very important information, because you're going to say, but he's not going to fight. Why do I need this information? Well, if he has 80 years old or 90 years old, right? And I don't want to be rude. That's why I'm taking a very high age. 90-year-old. And he's weighing 79 pounds. And he's male. And he's like 5'4" or 4 or 5. You know, and you have a professional event with heavyweights fighting. There are, like, you know, 290 pounds, 6 feet 7 feet tall. You know, you will probably don't want to have that judge there, right? You will referee, sorry, there. You will probably want this guy more like a judge, you know, sitting in the chair, and he already he could do something better there. And then if these two guys get out of control, he'll probably don't be able to handle it. So you will probably use this information a lot, because it will give you an idea. Okay, I need to create this, I need to get this judge or this referee. Well, we got the information. Let me pick in what position I'm going to put him based on the information I got. So that's why you get this information right here. Like, if you get a female event and you're going to have females fighting, probably you will want to know if this judge you're picking is a female, because then it will look nicer to have a female judging, refereeing an event of a female, if it is possible, right? So this is why this information is right here. Then you get a note and a comment here that you could write down any additional information, more biography of that official. And the end thing is here, you get 2 additional more notes, because sometimes, you know, they got a lot of information, they got biographies, they got places they worked at before, events they done before, and I seen that is a lot of information. You could still get more space to store different information of these officials that you are defining on the technical officials. So here you're going to define, obviously, your judges, your referees. You're going to define your desk officials. You're going to be defining every one of your members that are going to be running this event. So this is a very important screen. Once we done with this, we click OK. We click close. We're going to go for the next one. Now we got to write down, we got to get them data entry in, all our competitors. And we got 2 competitors here basically done. Let's double click the first one. Once you create your competitor, clicking insert, you're going to get this screen. You're going to put in their name, their last name, full name right there, competitor number. If he has a license, probably this will be the license of the competitor. Then you get the gym where the competitor is affiliated to. You get this button. This button brings you this screen. On this screen, you get all the gyms you have registered on your system. You just pick the gym and it'll fill out the information of the gym. Like for example, it'll put automatically the trainer, it'll put the gym organization and the name of the gym. It'll do everything for you. You just got to pick them from the list. Then you get the stats. Stats are very important. You get the division he's going to be in. You just click the button and you look, well, he's on, let's say he's a professional fighter. So I just click it and he quickly puts professional fighter. What modality is he going to be fighting? Or he's going to be fighting in pro MMA. So I click there and I could get pro MMA and he selects it and it quickly puts it there. What is his weight? You go here and you pick your weights. Your weight classes are here already. Let's say he's going to be fighting in the 175. You pick the 175 and it shows quickly right there the weight class. Here you're going to write in all the information regarding your fighter or your stats. How many wins that he has? How many losses did he had? How many draws did he had? How many non-contents did he had? Here you're going to put his weight. What is his weight? How much is he weighing right now? This has nothing to do with the category. Well, he's supposed to be fighting in the 175 category, but did he weigh 172? Maybe he didn't weigh the 175. What is his height? You're going to measure his reach, and you're going to put it here. Then you're going to put his age. At what age is he fighting? Well, he's 45 years old, so he's going to fight in that age. Then you're going to put what rank is he on martial arts? He's a black belt? Well, you put here black belt. What is he? Male, female? Well, you get male, female right there. Male. Beautiful. You want to get a picture of the fighter and you want to put it in your folder. And then you want to go here to browse and pick the picture of the fighter and put it on your stat right there. Boom. Okay, so this is the guy. Yeah. You click the button of chose your picture. Boom. And you get your picture on the profile. Then you go for the second step where you're going to put his address, all his information, his phone number, and a website if he has it, and a Facebook. Everybody has a Facebook or today and days. Then you get here you get parents' information or somebody that you can call if something goes wrong, right? You want to know, like, guy got injured and, you know, you want to call parents or somebody that could come and take him to a hospital, whatever. You get the parents' information, name, telephone, and address. Then you get notes. Here you can put all the information you want to put of the competitor. All information that is required. You could have him here, biographies, events he has done, fights he has been through. And you created your fighter. For now, we created 2 fighters. And in the browse, you quickly can see all the information right here of your fighter. So that's done. We got our fighter in. So the last thing we're going to do, but the first thing in the list, is create now your event. And once all that was done, you create your event. This is the only thing you should be doing every time, creating new events. So we're going to pick this event that is already created so that we don't have to go through the whole step of filling it out. But simple thing, you're going to write an event code. This event code could be any code you decide to use. For example, we use this example here. We said MMA 1022. And it had nothing to do with nothing. It was just a code that we decided to use. You could use your date and maybe your company's name. You could just pick whatever you want to use and create your codes. And you're going to have a unique code per event. So that's a very important thing. Then you get your date. You click date there, this little button, and it brings you a calendar. You can put the date that the event is going to be done, and you get your date right there. Then you're going to fill out all this information: the tournament name, the promoter name, the organization name, the event director name, the technical director name, address of the event, where the event is going to be held, and telephone and cellular of the technical director or the person in charge of the event, email that is going to be used for this event, website or Facebook if it exists for this event. This is for this event. So for every event you do, you want to have one of these, okay? So you go here and you click OK. Once that's done, we are set. We're ready to start using the software, okay? We're ready to go. So let's start. The first thing we're going to do now is we're going to go here. And now we're going to start imagining things like I told you when we started, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to open the master console. The master console will be on the commissioner's computer. It won't be on the same computer that the other modules are going to be running. So the commissioner computer will be running the master console. Now, we're going to open the software again. You're going to click the icon again, but from the other computer. You're going to go to the second computer you have, and we're going to open the software. Going to put our password and user in, and we're going to go to the same screen, but we're going to pick the judges. And for each judge, we're going to open an instance of the software with the judge that is going to be related to that judge. So we're going to do that here because that's one of the reasons we use this monitor, is because it gives us the space to do all this. So we're going to open judge 1. So we're going to believe that this is in a separate computer, okay? We're not together. This is in another computer. And then we're going to believe we're opening the judge 2. Remember, this is in another computer. You went to the other computer, you double-clicked it, and you opened it. This is in another computer. They are not on this same computer, okay? So this is a monitor, this is a monitor, and this is a monitor. And then we're going to open the judge number 3. Beautiful. So here we got our 3 judges on 3 separate computers, and I'm running the master computer, okay? So let's begin. This is what we get. First, we're gonna create an event. So we're gonna double click this event. This is already created, but you just will click insert. You know what? I'm going to create a new one. I'm not going to use this one. It's already done. I want you to go through the steps of creating one, and then we'll probably use it eventually. But for now, let's create one from scratch. So we click insert, and we're ready to create our first event. So this is what you get. You get an empty screen. Okay, and I'm going to go through each one of these buttons so you can understand every single thing that is in this screen. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is pick what event are we going to be running. Remember one here and we created the event here? This event we created here. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So we go here, we click browse, and we get this screen. And it shows me the event we created. This is the event we just created, the 1022, remember? So we're going to pick it. Once you pick it, it'll fill out a lot of information for you that you won't have to fill out. And with that, you got your event inside the system now. Second thing we're going to do is go here. And we're going to pick how many rounds are we going to be using, or are we going to be running on our event. The system is designed for you to run up to 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and 5 rounds events, all the way to professional title bout events. So it allows you to run even a 1 round, all the way up to a 5-round event. And for you to get an idea of how this button works, I'm going to do you a quick preview. Look at this. When I put here 1 round, like by clicking subtract, I made it 1. When I go here, these are the scorecards of each one of the judges. Okay? If I go here to judge number 1, look, I only get 1 round here. Okay? So I'll explain everything else later. I just want you to see this area right here, okay? It just created 1 round for this event. If I went here, oh, sorry. Yeah, I know what it's asking for, but I'll do that later. Okay, I just wanted you to see this first, okay? So when you pick here 2 rounds and you go here, you see now you get your 2 rounds, okay? So look how I go back and I create a 3 rounds event. When I go here, I get 3 rounds. See that? You get 3 rounds now. And if you go here and you pick 5 rounds, when you go here, you get all the 5 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. Okay? That's all I wanted you to see. That when you pick here the rounds, it's not just picking the rounds. This will change everything through the whole software. Even it will go all the way down to your judges' scorecards. So if you pick here 3 rounds, when you go to your judges' scorecards, these monitors, remember these computers here, they will only be able to see 3 rounds on their scorecards. So this is a very powerful and smart area of the program that restricts or allows changes on the software depending on the number of rounds you pick here. Beautiful. The second thing you're going to get here is this right here, the password. This password is very important. Okay, and I'm going to explain it. It's going to take me a few seconds, but it's going to be worth it. Okay. Look what this password does. With this password, you're going to be able to create a unique password. So when the commissioner sits down here, he will come here quickly and type a password in. He will type, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, for example. If he puts that password here, 1, 2, 3, the judges won't be able to edit their scorecards once they pick a decision. That's part of the security of the software. When the judges pick a score and they commit to that score, the judge does not get a second chance to changing that score. That score becomes official. Now, if it was a mistake and the round hasn't started and the commissioner wants to allow that judge to fix the decision he made wrong because, hey, he was going to put a 10-9 round and by mistake he wrote a 10-10 round or a 10-8 round. Oh, sorry, it was supposed to be a 10-9. Well, if he wants to fix it, he will need the override. And the override, the only person that is allowed to give it is the commissioner on his screen. And he will have to type his password here, and then the commissioner will go to the judge that wants to fix his card, and standing beside and you're going to see how we do that because we're going to do a test of that, but I just want you to have like a quick understanding of what this password does. The commissioner will sit down, will be by the side of the judge and see while he fixes the score that he wanted to fix, and then the commissioner will lock down that card again so that it can be edited again. And the only person that is going to be allowed to edit the card is the person that the commissioner allows when he puts the password in. And the password he's going to put in is the password he put here. So the commissioner will have this override code written in the software, which is he changed on every event. So for every bout, he will put a new code here so that never is the same code, so it can maintain a security level. But that's basically what it does. You're gonna see it on action, because I'm gonna show you later how it works. It's a beautiful thing. It works great, and it's a very beautiful way of securing your cards. You're gonna check that out. So let's keep going. All this information is filled out when you did the event info, when you went here and you did the event. So all this information came from there: the tournament name, the technical director, the promoter, all that information came from there, plus the address of the event, all that came from there. But this, you have to pick. So this fight that we're gonna do now, it's two guys, they're gonna fight right now. What are the weights that they're gonna be fighting in? Oh, well, these guys are gonna be fighting in the 175 pounds. So you pick what weight class is gonna be. So you pick the category. Then, what are they? What division are going to be they in? Are they novice? Are they advanced? Are they professionals? Oh, let's pick professionals. What modality are they going to be competing in? Are they going to be competing on sport MMA or pro MMA or featherweight MMA or, I don't know, any other MMA, UFC MMA, I don't know, whatever you want to create. You can just have it there. You pick pro MMA. Then you pick what cage is he going to be competing in. Okay, they're going to be competing on the cage of 20 by 20 feet. Beautiful. So you created this part of the event. Now we got to pick what are the officials that are going to be running this event. Remember, you change the officials per event. You can have different judges per event. So you're going to do this per event. Even though if they're all always the same, then you put always the same. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go here and you pick the commissioner. So the commissioner should be in your list here. You pick the commissioner. Okay, the commissioner is going to be Dario Ortiz. Who's going to be the desk official. This is the guy that goes all around through all the desks, checking everything is running right. There it goes, the desk official. This desk official could also be the guy that the commissioner delegates the going and changing a scorecard if a judge had a problem. If the commissioner does not want to go or wants to delegate that role. So here you get the referees. Okay, we're going to have two referees sitting by for this event. So let's pick two referees. This is going to be referee 1. And then we go here and we pick the referee 2. Most events always has a minimum of 2 referees. Then we're going to pick who's going to be the judges for this event. Okay, so we pick the judges. We're going to have this guy for judge 1. This guy is going to be judge 2. And this guy is going to be judge 3. Let's not put Sosa because Sosa was already used. Let me use something else. Maybe one of these guys that work for referee. They're also going to be judges. And here we get the timekeeper. Hey, timekeeper is a huge job. And you're going to see how this area of the software works. It works beautiful. It's a very gorgeous part of the software, but it's very, very interesting. So let's pick who's going to be our timekeeper. Let's say, look, timekeeper is going to be Vanessa. So she's the timekeeper. Beautiful. So great. Up to there, we're almost set. Okay. So now we're just missing the most important thing. And what's that? The competitors. Who are the competitors that are going to be fighting? So you're going to go to the first card, which is up here in the first tab, and you're going to get this screen. This I was canceling it before. And here you're going to pick your fighters. So let's say the first fighter is going to be Dario Ortiz. So the red fighter becomes Dario Ortiz. And then you're going to look for your second fighter. Who's going to be your second fighter? Well, Juan. My second fighter will be Juan. Great. And my friends, that's about it. Once you set all that up, your event is set. Then you could click save by clicking this button. Or you could click this button. Either one will just create your event. Once you did that, once you register your event and everything is set, you're done. So now we're going to go to our judges cards. For once, we go to our first judge and we're going to go to his computer and we're going to say insert, because we want to insert a new card. Okay, so we insert a new card. Great. This is judge number 1. Remember that we said here that this was going to be a 3 judges event. Let's see if that 3 rounds event. Let's see if that's true. When we come here to this button right here where it says event ID, we're going to pick the event that we just created, and we just created the event number 2. See, this is the event we just created. So once we pick it and we click results, look how many cards we get for rounds. We get round number 1, round number 2, and round number 3. You saw that? We said 3, and now we get only 3 rounds. Same thing happens here. When we go here, we only get 3 rounds now. You see? It's 3 rounds, and it's 3 rounds. Now, we click this, and it gave us 30 points. What's this? Why we get 30 points? Because remember, we're running by the rules of the 10-9 scorecard. So every fighter starts with 10 points. They get points deducted depending on their performance. So if one performs better than the other, depending on the level and the skill of the fighter, he gets a point deducted. And if he gets really underperforming, he gets another point deducted. And you know, the worst he could get will be a 10-7, and a 10-7 will be like a disaster. It shouldn't get to that. So you start at 30, both fighters. And also, remember that you get the option that you should be able to subtract points. So we're going to get there. Let's not go too far. Once we pick that, this is all the information that came up. It filled out all the information of the event. It gave me all the information of the officials running this event. Okay, judges, referees, everybody there. And remember that we talked about the override? That I was going to put a password here and I was going to use the override. Look, the password here. Here's where the commissioner will come and type the password that he put here, and that would allow you to edit a card even if it is locked down. Once it's locked down, if you don't have this password, you ain't edit it. It is staying the way it was. So beautiful. So now we should do this for all 3 other judges. And we're not going to do all 3 cards, but we're going to do them so you can see how they will look. So this will be the other laptop. We will click insert also. And we get their scorecard. Same thing. We will look for the event. We just created the event number 2. Beautiful. And same thing. We just click register. Boom. And we get 30 points. We get 3 rounds. And we go for the other judge. We click and insert. Same thing. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to say it's the event number 2. Beautiful. And then we click register. Boom. And we get our 3 scorecards right there. Okay. We got scorecard 1, scorecard 2, scorecard 3. Right there they are. Beautiful. These are 3 judges ready to rumble. They're ready to run the event. We got the timekeeper guy. But I'm not going to go there yet because I'll get you confused. Let's work with the judges first, and then we'll work with the timekeeper later, okay? Beautiful. So here we got the judges. Let's go for judge number 1. Okay, judge number 1 comes here, and he's seeing the fight, and all of a sudden, you know, for him, he thinks that this first round, he thinks red won the round. He thinks blue lost the round, but he doesn't think it was a blowout. He just thinks, you know, like, yeah, you know, he did a good round, but it wasn't that awesome. I think red did a better round. So beautiful. We'll go with blue, and we'll just subtract 1 point. So it will be a 10-9 round. And it is no penalties. There's no penalty deduction points. Great. So for him, for this round, what we'll do is he's done. He clicks register, and it tells you, okay, it's now 30-29. And is this done? Yes. If he goes to the second card, the buttons are disabled. He can't do nothing here. Why? Nope, nothing can be done. The only way you could do something here is if you come here and then you disable this card. When you click here, you just register this card. Now this information went here, went to the commissioner's computer. Let's see if that's true. If we get here and we click get, let's go to the card number 1 of this judge. And let's say get the information and say apply, and yes, right? It did it. It brought the round 10-9. It said 10 to red, and yep, this is the judge number 1. Yep, it just brought the information. Now when you go to the scorecard for the second round, look, you get all your buttons ready to get pressed and used. But let's go to the second judge quickly. Second judge, second judge saw it. He saw it the same way. He saw red winning and blue losing 1 point. So it's going to be another 10-9. And same thing, he's going to say register this card. Click register. And then he's going to just disable it so he could go for the next one. So he's going to register this information. Now, when we go here and we look for the second judge and we look, get information and save it, beautiful. He just sent me his points. It's going to be a 10-9 round. Let's see what the third judge thought. Well, we go here and the third judge, third judge didn't really see it that way. The third judge saw red losing. So he's going to take a point off red and he think blue won. So when you click register, it's 29:30 and he click to register the card. And if we go to the third judge and we click get information and apply, yep, exactly, we get the he gave to the red, he gave him a 9, and he gave to the blue, he gave him a 10 points. Great. So that's beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna go for our second round. Second round, here we go. So we go for the second round and we're gonna believe, right, that our second judge saw the fight, right? And our second judge saw the fight. He saw a beatdown. He saw that red won the round fully, and he saw blue losing the round by 2 points. So he will give blue, in this case, a 8 point, right? So it will be a 10-8. Plus, he got a point deduction on the fight. In this case, red. He got a point deduction on the fight because he also gave him a low blow, unfortunately. So this is what he saw. He saw a low blow for red, but he saw him beating him down, like bad beat down to blue. So he gave him a 10-8 with a point deduction that the referee called. He thinks that's it. That's beautiful. So he clicks, he registers, and that's done. This is final now. So it ended up being a 9-8 round. Ooh, that's a tough one. Now this guy had to take the point deduction because that's what the referee said to do. The referee said is a point deduction, but he saw red winning. But he didn't saw a 10-8. He saw like a 10-9. So he didn't saw the 10-8 for real. He just saw the 10-9. So that's about it. And he clicked that that's what he thinks it was, and he gave it a draw. Now this guy's a little biased, I don't know, he's weird. I don't understand how he saw that, but he saw again blue winning. So, but it was just a 10-9. So he saw blue winning by 10, red losing by 9, but then red had a point deduction. So that's what it's what he saw, Don't leave the fight to the judges. That's what he saw. Okay, and you register that card. That's what that judge saw. And you go here and you click get, and you click save. And you don't have to do this every time. You could just do this when the is all done, said and done. Or if you want to keep tabs to know what the judges are giving, you could do this so you could have an idea what was happening with the scores. This gives you an idea what's happening with the scores. So this is good to do if you want to keep that scored tabs. Great. So let's keep going. The last round. This is the last round. We're ready for the last round. Here we go. The last round is a tough round. I mean, this is like this was a beat down. It was a bad round, very good round. We saw red. This judge is very, I think, biased. I don't know. He saw red winning again, like on a very convincing faction. So he gave him the 10 points, and he saw blue losing very, very bad again. A 10-8 point again. Was a lot of slams, a lot of floor. I mean, ground and pound ending the round. You know, it was a bad round for blue. So he gave it a 10-8 again. And, well, we register that round and we save that round. That round is done. Now, blue, in this case, saw the round running like a 10-9. But look what happened. Oh, he saw it at 10-9 and he clicked. Boom. Oh, but look what he did. Oh man. Oh my. I didn't meant to make it a 6. I meant to make it a 9. Oh, I have a problem. So he calls the commissioner, right? The commissioner, when he set up his screen, he's going to set it up with 123 password. That's a simple password. And, you know, the commissioner comes quickly to his card and says, okay, no problem. What's the problem? I made a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be 10-8. And I click register already. Now I can't change it. How can I fix this? Oh, you can't fix it. So no problem. No worries. We're going to go here. General. The commissioner will type in the password 123 and he's going to click register. Once he does that, sorry, this is not safe. Now he comes here, he types 123. Yeah, because this is the thing, I had to click here because I didn't type the password when we started. I did it after we had everything done. So we had to click here to register the password. So now when we type the 123 and we click register, you get this button. This magical button, you just click it and then you go to the card you want to fix. Is it the first card, the second card, or the third card? No, it's the third card. The commissioner is here checking what you're doing, right? So what is it you wanted to do? No, I wanted this to be a 9. Oh, so fix it, put a 9. Everything is done? Yes, everything is perfect now. So click close the card. Once he closed the card, look at this. There's no more buttons. It's not there no more. And nothing is open anymore. So no changing on the cards. Everything is done. Okay? And now all you got to do is you go here and this card is done. You just click register and it sends the information over there. And then we go over here and this judge, you know, he's been biased all the fight. You know, it was a really good beatdown. You know, he can't say that at least the last round he gave it. So he's gonna give the last round to red, and he's gonna take from blue just 1 point, because you know he loves blue. Looks like, but he can't deny that this last round was a badass round. He got badly beaten. So. Great, we register that round, we click OK, the cards are closed, no more changing, everything is done. Now we go to the commissioner's card. So the commissioner is ready. Okay, this is what's going to happen now. The announcer wants to know who won, everybody wants to know who won quickly, and instead of waiting for all these calculations, everybody adding up cards, you just go click here, get, save, and register your information. And quickly you check your scores and that's it. Who won? Well, won red, won against blue, 85 to 83. And what you will do is you will go to your printer and you will print each card for each judge. This is for them to sign. This you could print this at the last, or you could just print it at the end. This is the final card of the judges. You will print this and signature them so that they could get signatured by each judge. You see, this is the second judge card. You will just quickly print it, and here's the third judge card. You would just quickly print it with the information they just put in. And then here you get the official scorecard, which it gives you all the totals of the event and who won and by how much. You get it quickly right here, 85 and all that. But with that, you know who won. Obviously, if they won by TKO or whatever else, you could just specify it. But now, before we do all that, we got who won, but we still don't know at what time did he won. Okay? Because remember, the announcer needs to know. For example, if you print this out, the announcer will go, and here are the results. The judge number 1, or he could call him by his name, whatever. The names are here. He could go here. Judge number 1, Santana, saw the fight 27-29. And the judge number 2, Sonia Guzman, saw the fight 27-29. And Judge Pedro saw the fight 29-27 to the winner by unanimous decision. Red, or he could just read the name, Dario Ortiz. Great, beautiful. But he's still missing one information. Remember, the announcers always say, at what time of the round did he won? Because if this wouldn't gone to term, let's say this was a knockout, he will have to say, on the second round, in a knockout, at the time. You will need the time. At what time? At 2 minutes of the second round. At what time? So that's what you will need to learn to do with the timekeeper area. Okay, the timekeeper area. And that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be working with the timekeeper. And that information of the timekeeper will go here. You see? This stores the information of how much the round was supposed to last. See, you can have rounds of 5 minutes and rounds of 3 minutes if you're doing amateur or aficionado. And then you got here the time where the time stopped. Stopped at the 4 minutes and 2 seconds. And winning at 2 seconds or whatever amount of seconds, here gives you the amount of seconds that it took him to win. Okay, it gives you a fraction of the seconds. Remember, seconds are so fast that it gives you a fraction of the seconds, but it gives you the number. And that's what the timekeeper will have to do now. So remember, the timekeeper will be doing all this at the same time that the judges will be doing all this. So everybody is working at the same time. So the system is controlling the judges and the timekeeper. So with no more, let's start working with the timekeeper. And this is the way timekeeper works. You're going to go here where it says timekeeper, professional MMA. And we're going to get here, timekeeper, MMA timekeeper. We click it. And remember, this is going to be on another laptop. But look at this. This is going to be in another laptop. But this is going to be in another monitor. Okay, let me explain this. You're going to connect to this laptop, to the laptop of the timekeeper. You are going to connect a monitor, an external monitor. That monitor, the referee could see it. And that way the referee and the fighters can know how much time do they still have left of the round. Okay? So this is a display monitor that will be shown to the referees and the fighters. Okay? And I don't know, and if you have a projector maybe to the public too, if you want that, I don't know. It's a feature, you can have it. But at least the competitors and the referees are gonna be seeing this monitor. So let's see what you get when you get this monitor. Again, we go here, we click insert one more time, and we bring the timekeeper screen right here. This is the timekeeper screen, okay? And the first thing we do here is we select our event. And remember, we're working with the event number 2. And the second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna register the event. So quickly, the timekeeper gets to see what? He gets to see who are the referees that are working. He gets to see the information of the event. He gets to see who's the timekeeper, which in this case should be her. And you get some stuff here. And we're gonna see all this stuff quickly. But before we see all this stuff, we wanna work with this screen now. This is the display screen. This is not another laptop. Remember, this is well, you could do it in another laptop if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You could just put another monitor to the same laptop. This is on the same laptop. And all you're gonna do with this now is you're gonna go here and you're gonna click here on the event number 8. And this is where the tricky thing happens. Here you're gonna pick what you created here. When you open this screen, you created the scoreboard number 8. See the number here? You created this scoreboard. Every time you create a new event here, you're gonna get a new scoreboard here. So now we wanna open the scoreboard number 8. So we click select view. And when we do that, we get this screen right here. You're gonna say, yeah, but it's an empty screen. Well, you're gonna see. Okay, you're gonna get this screen right here. And this would be in another monitor. So that the judge, referees, in this case, the referees and the fighters could see what's going on with the time, what's going on, and they could have an idea of what's happening, okay? Now, let's go back to this screen and let's see what we get here. Okay, in an event of a knockout, and the referee tells you to start the count, you will quickly come here and start a count. And it will start counting your 10 seconds for the knockout. And if it gets to the set 10 seconds, well, you stop it and you tell the referee, time, it's a knockout. Got it, because this clock, you will use it for the knockout time. If the referee tells you, hey, I need a foul, it was a low blow, I want to give him 5 minutes, you will go here and you will start your 5 minutes, and you will let it run, and it will start running, and you give him the time. And if the referee says, nah, he's okay, he's ready, well, you stop it, you reset it, you do whatever you want to do, and that's it, right? You can also reset this one and stop it and just keep it there. So this will be for the knockout, and this will be for a foul, because you don't want to be playing around with this other screen that I'm going to show you now. This screen is only to run the rounds. This is your stopwatches, your watches that are going to be doing different things, like knockouts, like if the referee tells you give me a minute, you will give him a minute in a foul, or whatever, you will give him these times, and these times won't affect your timekeeper system. So this is this. Beautiful. So now we go here to the rounds. And in the rounds, you get round number 1, round number 2, round number 3, round number 4, round number 5. And each round gets certain amount of minutes. And these minutes are written here. Here's where you set the minutes that you're going to be running on each round. So if your round is a 2 minutes round, okay, no, I want to run it in a 2 minutes interval. This is not going to be a 5 minutes event. Well, then, by default, you get 5 minutes. 5 minutes is 300 seconds. But if they tell you, no, this is going to be a amateur event, we just want to give them 2 minutes, you will then have to do something here. And what is that? You will have to come here and change this number for 2 minutes. And how many seconds does 2 minutes have? 120 seconds. So we will type 120 seconds. Sorry. 120 seconds. And when you type 120 seconds here, what you will do is you will click OK. And you will reopen again the number 8. And when you go here, now you get your 2 minutes. And that's the way you change the minutes of the rounds. And if all the rounds were going to be 2 minutes, well, you would change them all for 120, and that's what you will get. By default, you get 5 minutes because by default, that's what you usually get on an amateur or a pro event, unless it's 3 minutes or whatever. So for this case, we're gonna stick with the 5 minutes. So we're gonna put back the 300 here, and all we got to do is click OK and reopen it again, and it will just reposition the time in to the time that it was supposed to be. And like you saw, when I closed, it also closed my scoreboard, so I have to reopen my scoreboard. Beautiful. And let's see what we get here. Okay, we got here the time that is going to be on each round, and then this 300 on milliseconds here is the one that is going to keep the time when you stop the fight. So if it's a knockout, you're going to click stop 2 times, and it's going to store here the time that round took all the way down to the milliseconds. And now that information will appear here, so that when you print your scorecard, you get how much time did that round took. Now, if the round goes to term, if the round finished at 5 minutes par, it just finished at the time of finishing, well, then you don't need this, right? But if it is a knockout, you want to know, or if the referee stops the fight for a submission or whatever else, you want to be able to say, or the commentator is going to want to be able to say, at the second round, at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the start was stopped because a submission or whatever, and he needs to get that information, right? So that's that. Then this is where you're going to activate the rounds, okay? You're going to activate the rounds with these buttons. Then this is going to be your rest time. So if every round is going to be 5 minutes and the rest, the fighters taking a breather, is going to be 1 minute, you will go here and pick the 1 minute by putting 60 seconds. Once you put those 60 seconds there, then automatically you get your clocks to start at 1 minute. Same thing, you click here, show rest time, and this will activate your rest time. And then you get a little bell. Let's say the announcer's bell goes bad, or you don't get the bell in the event, and you just want to, an emergency to have an additional bell. You could just click it here, and that will be your bling, bling, bling for the bell. And that will be like a bonus. Usually, if you have your extra monitor with an HDMI cable connected to this laptop, the speaker of this monitor will be used as your bell speaker. So you could use this as a bell, and it's a good thing if you don't have a bell. If you have a bell, well, don't use it, but it's there, So let's see how this works. We're going to activate our first round. So we go here, and this is what we get. Once you activate it, it shows you round 1. It is stop, the 5 minutes thing, and it's showing you these scores, because remember, we did this out of order, right? We did this and we get the score. We did the score already, but if not, this will be on 0. There will be no points here, because the rounds were supposed to be starting, right? So we go here and we click start. It says go, time is running. It's going to be in a countdown. The referee says stop the fight, stop the fight, stop the time. You stop the time because I don't know, an emergency, something went wrong, the fighter lost his mouthpiece, I don't know, they're picking it up, they're giving it back to him. Start times, okay. As you see, I just pressed it once, okay? So all of a sudden, the fighter gets knocked down. Stop, boom, it got knocked down. So now you click it 2 times. And what it did was, when you clicked it 2 times, it gave you the exact time that it took them when they got that knockdown. So now, when you go here to this screen and you say get the information and apply it, you get that at the 4 minutes and 40 seconds, the fight was stopped. Okay, and now you know that that fight was stopped at that time, and the announcer can announce that information. Okay, he could make the math, he could just, you know, do whatever he wants, and you got it there. So that's that. Now, the second thing you get is if the fight would have gone to terms, let's say that the fight finished the 5 minutes, then you would go here and activated the rest time, and the time starts running for the rest time, and this is the rest time showing on the screen. Now he's getting his minute of breather. Once that minute of breather is done, this time will stop, and then you go, okay, that's done. So you stop that and you go for the second round. On the second round, everything changes for the second round, and you go to start time, and the time starts going. Let's say the knockout was in the second round, so you click stop. You click it 2 times. If you go here and you click get and you click show me the results, it says it will stop 5 seconds at the 54 second, so of the second round. So the commentator now can say at what time that was stopped for whatever reason, and if it didn't want to stop and it went to the rest because it finished the 5 minutes, you will click the rest. You let the rest go. You get a minute for rest. The competitors are seeing how much time they get for rest. Time is running out, and you will do the same cycle all the way to the third round, if it goes all the way to the third round. And that's the way you would that's the way you will run your scorecard with timekeeper. And the timekeeper, the round is done. Once everything is done, if the commissioner just did all his stuff, he came here and he clicked every button he had to click, all the information here. Now he will go here and switch to this screen, and when he clicked it here, like, let me change some score. I can't change those scores. You see, that's the bad thing. If you would have changed some scores and you would click here, then this information would show up here, and the fighters would quickly see who won and who lost, because it would show it right there. It kills the fun though, but they will see it. And that's the way you run the timekeeper system with the. It is a time here activated. Okay, beautiful. So that's the way you get the timekeeper running with the whole system. So now, after we went through all this, let's see if we missed something. Yes, we missed something. Let's go here. So now when you go here and you print your scorecard, this is what you will give to the commentator, and he will get this. And in this area down here, you see here now, he gets at round number 1, at 42nd, it was the knockout. 4 minutes and 40 seconds, or the 10 seconds of the first round. Or then you got the other area. If it was in the second round, here you get the numbers for the second round. Well, it was the 4 at 4 minutes and 54 seconds. So you get the second round. And it was in the third, you will see in the third. And if it's in the fifth, you will see in the fifth. If it was in the rounds. So you could see it there. And then here you can see all the information of the rounds, right? This tells you the points that the judges gave. Here you get the time that the timekeeper gave, right? All this information is there. Plus the timekeeper can also make notations of the round, like if something went wrong or whatever, he could just type notations here regarding this event, particularly this combat particularly, right? And here he will see the stats of the fighters if he needs to see them. They're right here. All the stats, the names of the fighters are right there, right? If it was an eventuality of a knockout, he would just come from this screen, stop the time, and then go here and start the process of the knockout. He would just click here, start, and he will have that watch running so that he could know if the knockout is a knockout or not. If the referee would ask for a 5-minute thing, you would run the 5-minute thing here, but that wouldn't affect these times are here. You see, these times are the way they were. So once this time is done, you will go back here and keep on running your round by the time that it was before. So in that case, it is a beautiful thing because it allows you to have multiple watches for multiple events happening on the same event without one interfering with other. I've seen this done in events where they don't have this system, and you see the timekeepers have to have like 5 and 6 watches, cellular, chronometers, a lot of different things in order to get these stuff done. All this is done through the whole system. And the beautiful thing is you get to print it right away and give this information to the announcer and make the event look very, very, very much professional and efficient, very efficient. The documentation is beautiful. You get very beautiful and gorgeous reports. Everything print out, no pen writing and no understanding what he wrote. Everything is computerized. And this is a professional way to run your event. Okay, so having said all that, if you have any questions or any doubts, you could just remember, you get the email of us under the screen. Contact us and we will be happily and glad to help you out to understand or to get this product implemented for your future event. It's a very nice system and it works on professional events and aficionado or amateur events. So that's what it's about. If you need a good software to run your events, this is a beautiful software for professional and amateurs events. Let us know, contact us, and for more information, remember, contact us by email. So we keep in touch. Bye-bye.